Carin left Matt Roloff and remarried. The end of an era in Little People, Big World. Hello viewers, welcome back to my channel. For Roloff family latest news update, please subscribe to the channel and press the bell icon. For nearly 2 decades, Little People, Big World LPBW has been more than just a television series. It has been a window into the joys, challenges, and heartbreaks of the Roloff family. Viewers have followed Matt and Amy Roloff's journey from building Roloff Farms into a household name, to their painful divorce, to the tangled web of relationships that followed. And at the center of some of the most controversial chapters stood Carin Chandler, the farm manager who transitioned from employee to Matt's girlfriend, and eventually his fiancée. For years, Carin was a polarizing figure, beloved by some who admired her devotion to Matt, yet criticized by others who saw her as the wedge that deepened the rift between Matt and his children. But no one could have predicted the bombshell that recently shook the LPBW community. Carin left Matt Roloff and has remarried. The news has sent shockwaves through fans and critics alike. Was this the inevitable end of a love story born in the shadows of farm drama? Or was Carin's remarriage a bold act of reclaiming her happiness after years of family tension? This is the story of the end of Carin and Matt, the new chapter in Carin's life, and the aftermath that will forever change the Roloff legacy. To understand the depth of this split, one has to revisit the beginning. Carin Chandler first appeared on the Roloff radar not as a love interest, but as a trusted Roloff Farms employee. She worked closely with Matt during pumpkin season, managing crowds, organizing farm events, and becoming a familiar face to longtime visitors. Behind the scenes, Matt's marriage with Amy Roloff was already under strain. Years of disagreements, clashing personalities, and the immense stress of raising 4 children while running a farm had taken their toll. By the time Matt and Amy announced their separation in 2014, many fans speculated that Carin's presence played a role. Soon after Matt and Amy finalized their divorce in 2016, whispers of a romance between Matt and Carin emerged. By 2017, the two went public, confirming they were dating. This revelation split the LPBW fanbase down the middle. Supporters argued Matt deserved happiness after years of tension with Amy. Critics accused Carin of moving in too fast and speculated she had been romantically involved with Matt before his divorce. Despite the controversy, Matt and Carin's relationship deepened. She became a constant presence on Roloff Farms, traveled with Matt, and even began appearing regularly on Little People, Big World. By 2023, Matt proposed and Carin said yes. Their engagement was celebrated by some, but also reignited old criticisms from Amy loyalists and fans protective of the Roloff children. For a time, it seemed Carin and Matt were headed toward a future of shared happiness on the farm. But beneath the surface, cracks were already forming. From the beginning, Carin's relationship with the rest of the Roloff family was complicated. Amy Roloff, while publicly cordial, often seemed distant or uncomfortable in Carin's presence. Fans noticed subtle tensions during family gatherings filmed for the show. Amy once remarked that while she wanted to remain civil, she had no plans of becoming close friends with Carin, a clear boundary that spoke volumes. The Roloff children, too, had their own complicated feelings. Zach and Tori Roloff frequently avoided spending extended time at Roloff Farms, citing ongoing disagreements with Matt that some fans believed Carin fueled. Jeremy and Audrey Roloff, though no longer on the show, reportedly had strained interactions with Carin during farm discussions. Jacob and Isabel Roloff mostly stayed silent, but Jacob's protective stance toward his mother Amy suggested discomfort with Carin. Even Molly, the most private Roloff sibling, seemed to keep her distance from the Carin-Matt dynamic. The farm feud only intensified matters. When Matt refused to sell a portion of Roloff Farms to Zach and Tori, sparking one of the most publicized family rifts in LPBW history, Carin was accused of influencing his decision. Many fans blamed her for pushing Matt away from his children, though she herself never addressed these claims directly. By the time Matt and Carin were officially engaged, the fractures were evident. While they continued to present a united front in public, sources close to the couple described a relationship strained by. For years, Carin had stood by Matt's side, even as criticism swirled around her like an endless storm. She had endured the whispers of fans accusing her of tearing the family apart, tolerated the coldness from Matt's children, and tried to carve out a space for herself in a world that had always belonged to Amy first. Matt's health struggles, including ongoing mobility challenges and concerns about his heart, often left Carin in the role of caretaker. While she was dedicated, the responsibility grew heavier as Matt refused to slow down. He threw himself into Roloff Farms projects, clung to his vision for the property, and resisted Carin's suggestions for a simpler, quieter life together. At the same time, the never-ending feud over the farm created constant conflict. Carin, who once imagined Roloff Farms as a place where she and Matt could build a future, came to see it as a burden, a wedge driving Matt and his children further apart, and a reminder that she would never truly be embraced by the Roloff family. The final straw came when wedding planning began. According to insiders, Carin longed for an intimate ceremony focused on their love, while Matt envisioned a farm-centered event that would once again put them in the spotlight. Every detail became a battle. The guest list, the location, even the question of whether Amy and Chris Merrick should be invited. Friends of Carin later revealed that she felt trapped between Matt's obsession with the farm and the shadow of Amy's presence. One close confidant allegedly quoted Carin as saying, "I've spent years trying to build a life with Matt, but it feels like I'll always be the outsider in his world. I want peace. I want something that's mine." By late 2024, Carin quietly packed her things and moved out of the Roloff farmhouse. Without fanfare, without cameras, without a dramatic televised breakup, Carin simply left. When news broke that Carin and Matt had separated, the LPBW fanbase went into overdrive. Social media exploded with speculation. Some fans argued Carin had been using Matt all along, and once the promise of the farm faded, so did her commitment. Others defended her, saying she had sacrificed years of her life only to be vilified and excluded from the Roloff family dynamic. Matt remained publicly silent at first. His Instagram, usually filled with updates about the farm and pumpkin season, grew quiet. Fans noticed the absence of Carin in his photos and began piecing the story together. Eventually, a statement surfaced through a family insider. Carin and Matt had decided to go their separate ways after realizing they wanted different futures. For many, it felt like the end of an era. Carin had been in Matt's life for nearly a decade, shaping not only his personal world, but also the public narrative of LPBW. Now, for the first time in years, Matt was alone. But the real shock came just months later, when Carin